Are you kidding me? Ugh. What next? Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Jeez Louise. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that's probably a $30 gas cap. Thank goodness for a basket strainer in there. I can't believe this. I'm going to find out who. I'm going to cook you for dinner. Hey everybody, John here. Welcome back to Catbird Hill. All right, enough of the fun and games. Let's talk about what is happening here and why I titled this video, "The Sawmill Has Been Attacked." So you saw in one of the opening clips this. I came out to use the sawmill, maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And I found this. Actually, what I found on the ground were just little piles of these. I didn't even know what it was at first. I couldn't imagine. Just this, like almost like a coarse black sawdust. I picked it up and smelled it, and it didn't smell like wood or anything. I knew it wasn't wood. And then it just all of a sudden hit me. I thought, uh-oh, something is eating some part of the sawmill engine. So I took the cover off, and this is what I saw. I saw the lid chewed through, basically, and the whole, this is squirrels. I know that they do this. Actually, I've seen a lot of squirrels back here lately hanging out under the sawmill itself. But they ate the whole outer rim of the cap right here, ate right through the inside part of the cap. And as I had mentioned earlier, fortunately, there's a basket strainer in there, which is preventing anything from falling in. And I was surprised none of this plastic dust or granular material from the cap ever made it into the tank or even into the basket. So I did a lot of research. I reached out to the Woodland Mills Facebook group, to which I belong online. Very helpful group of people. And basically what I learned is that a lot of things that are used in, a lot of plastics that are used in different pieces of machinery today, probably all kinds of plastic for all different applications. There's actually soy in the plastic during the production. Now, I have no idea why that is, if that's supposed to be more environmentally responsible, who knows. But apparently it's the soy in this plastic material that the rodents are after, whether they are chipmunks or squirrels or raccoons. They want that soy. So what I did is I reached out to Kohler, who makes this engine. And you can see it's the Kohler Command Pro, 14 horsepower. This engine's actually made, I believe, in China for Kohler. Kohler labels it. It's not, to my knowledge, it's not one of their US made engines. But I reached out to them, to their technical service people, explained the situation. They were, aware of it. They know this happens. And what they recommended was a metal cap. So this is actually, an Asian made, I'm not sure where it's made, but it's not made here in the US, but it's made for Kohler. I ordered it online, and it actually came in a bag labeled as Kohler with a part number, and the bayonet mounting under here actually fits the opening for the fuel tank. So we're going to replace the old cap with this new one. It's kind of an odd little fit. I did have it on there earlier just to check it. There it goes. Okay, there. So now we've got a metal cap on there. Hopefully, if anyone tries to chew that, they're going to have a surprise. But frustrating, but you know, you put a piece of equipment out here in kind of the woods, and you expect that. You can see I still have plastic chips or debris coming out of here. Interestingly, I went online to look for this particular replacement cap, because one of the other suggestions that one of my friends on the Woodland Mills groups told me, they said you could take this cap and just wrap it in metal tape. You know, like duct sealing tape for HVAC systems. Just wrap it in metal tape, and they said apparently they've experienced this before, and that prevents the rodents from eating it. But this thing was pretty well damaged. I just can't believe they all that stuff in there. But anyhow, what was interesting is I went online and I looked at what the cost of that replacement cap was. It was actually like $45. I was stunned. And I thought, you know, I don't know if I want to spend 45 bucks on something that potentially could get eaten again. After I spoke to the folks at Kohler, and they recommended this cap was $7. So it's exactly what I need. It's perfect. It's going to serve the purpose. So let's hope that we have no more attacks on the Woodland Mills HM130 Max sawmill, and we can get back to some sawmilling, which we're going to do right now. Stay tuned. Now that is a funny shaped log, and probably one of the ugliest logs that I have on the property right now. But we'll see what happens here. And it's filthy dirty. Whew. My goodness, a mess. Well, I guess that's what happens when you lay on your side on the ground for about 3 years. Well, this is the top of a stem of a large white oak that was cut down about 3 years ago. It has been lying on the ground, but I actually did have it up on skids. I had it on some 4x4s, so it's never actually been lying in the dirt. And the one thing I've been told about oak, white oak and red oak, is that it can lie down cut on the ground even for a long time, and you'll still have really good quality wood inside. I did seal the ends of this with anchor seal right after it was cut, so the ends were sealed. But we're going to open it up, and you can see it's kind of funky. You know, I probably should have done a better job trimming. Got a little foot there, but nonetheless, let's open it up, and we will see what we've got and see what kind of boards we can get out of it. Stay tuned. Actually, that's the first piece of hardwood I've cut on the mill. Wow, that looks pretty good. Maybe what they've said about oak being on the ground, like I said, I think I might have to ask Beth, but that's, I think, been on the ground for a minimum of 3 years, maybe 3.5. And that is just rock solid, beautiful grain. And again, this is white oak. So we'll keep, let's keep opening it up, see what we have. always got something falling out of my machinery. That's actually a guard to prevent the blade from hitting the stops. I guess I didn't tighten it. Well, we've got more nice looking wood here. Looking mighty purty. So, as you can see here, this is a very oddly shaped log, and a lot of times when stuff is lying on the ground you really don't see this. You have to take a couple of cuts and figure it out, but I had no idea that laying on the ground this log had this sort of swell in it. So to try to get the most out of this, I'm going to take off this high end here, and I might be able to get a few salvageable short pieces out of this end, just for projects and so forth, and then we'll just slab the rest of it into 1-inch thick pieces. So let's get that started. That'll make a nice piece of firewood. Probably about, 10 inches wide. That's exactly 1 inch thick. That's a nice little piece, could be used for a project. All right, so now we're down to kind of the meat and potatoes. We'll slab this up, and I think we'll probably get, let's see, probably get about 5 boards out of this, which I would be really happy with considering the shape of that log. Well, there we are. So what we ended up getting were actually 4 1-inch thick boards. There's 3 there, and there's 1 right here on top. And then I left the bottom piece at just a little over 2 inches. I thought it'd be nice to have a little thicker piece. I've always wanted to do this. I've been waiting for this moment for probably ever since I've been watching videos on YouTube on sawmilling, but I have always wanted to just brush off the sawdust, and then I came prepared with my handy dandy jug of water. And then I think what you're supposed to do is just kind of throw the water there on the log. I'm really happy with that. That's beautiful. That's really a cool line of grain. So what was happening here, I don't know if you remember from the beginning when I put the log up, I had mentioned that this log was the top half of the tree. If we cut the tree down, basically it was one long stem. We cut it in half. This was the top half. So what was happening here is, with the original tree, when it was standing, it had two big branches, two big leaders going off of there, and you could actually see that grain directional change there, actually beginning all the way back here, where it created like a Y, and the leaders were branched off and forked. Really happy with this. I just really like this. I don't know what you call it. It's almost like a flecking here on the side, but very happy with the sawmill. I was probably pushing it a little bit. The blade, I could tell the blade was getting dull. There was a little more vibration. I slowed down. In between some cuts, I actually increased the tension on the blade here by turning this tension adjuster. As the blade gets a little more dull, what I've heard, you can extend it a little bit by putting a little more tension on it. But you can see the blade here was beginning to chatter a little bit. So this is actually the original blade. It came with the machine. It's not the highest end blade. I've probably got almost an hour's worth of cut time. I've cut 4 logs with it. It's probably about the limit for that quality of a blade. So we do have new blades, better quality ones. We'll be putting them on there. But again, really happy with the first, what I would call like furniture grade wood that I've cut on the sawmill. Everything else has been softwood, kind of framing timber type lumber. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually going to have Beth come out here and take a look at this, because I've been waiting for this. So can you tell I'm a little excited? It's just fun. I mean, this is one of those things where they're not going to fit up on my big head. This is one of those things where you've been waiting for so long. You've been, studying about it, doing, what seemed like 2 years worth of research, finally, making a decision to buy this mill over all the other brands for all the reasons I've discussed. And now, you're starting to enjoy some of the fruits of it. I still have a ton of stuff to learn. I'm experiencing some things with the mill, adjustments that I have to make. I'm probably going to spend maybe half a day, I wouldn't say breaking it down, but going back and just checking all of the accuracy of the mill in terms of the setup, the alignment, how level and flat the bed of the mill is. Everything is going to shift a little bit with the vibration. This log, I don't know how much this log weighed. This oak log was about 13 inches in diameter and 8.5 feet long. I'm sure it's probably 1,500, 1,800 pounds at least. I can check out on the log calculator. I will check that out, and I'll put it in the description below. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hopefully, if you're interested in a sawmill, you're thinking about getting into this, I can't recommend it enough. This is just an absolute blast. Till next time, John here from Catbird Hill. Take care.